Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. And some of you, if you've been watching, will note, and this is still the year 2024. If this is the year 2862, well, then we're a different situation. But I just made a video of essential Chopin works for beginners. And it's really, if you're looking to get into Chopin and you think you really want to go whole hog, this just came out too. I don't know if it's still out in the year 2862, but it's around now and it's worth considering. It's the complete works on brilliant classics. Now, those of you who are ClassicsToday.com insiders will have read, I'm sure, Jed Distler's review of this box, which is extremely thorough and detailed in its comparison between this edition and the prior Brilliant Classics edition. So I recommend that you all go look at Jed's review. And if you are not a ClassicsToday.com member, you should be. You also get to hear sound clips with all of those reviews, which are really fun. So anyway, but let's go through this. And I'll tell you what's in here. And I can say right away, it's as good as any other complete Chopin edition. It really is. Everything has its pluses and minuses, right? And the deficits here, I can say straight away, are the waltzes, particularly the waltzes, and you could argue possibly the mazurkas, which are very nicely done, but there are better ones out there. I mean, clearly better ones out there. You could just get, Artur Rubinstein or Vladimir Ashkenazy, who does a beautiful job in the waltzes, and there's, Dino Lipati in the waltzes, and there's so many choices in this music. But if the price is right, this is a great set, also for beginners, and there are some amazing things. I will say we have lost some of the major artists from the previous complete edition that they had. Ivan Moravec is out. Earl Wild is out. Eva Kupich in the concertos with Stanislav Skrovichevsky, a wonderful set. That's out. But without exception, the replacements are different, of course, but just about as good. I really, the stuff that's uninteresting is still uninteresting, but the new stuff has either been improved slightly or it's just as good as what we've lost. So we're okay. We're really okay. So let's go through it. Let's see what's in it, who's doing what, and then I can turn you loose and you can do whatever you please. But I am very impressed with how this has been assembled by somebody who I think knows something about good piano playing, which is a good thing. Okay. Here we have, it's got, how many discs? 17 CDs. You can get all of Chopin on 17 CDs, which is pretty amazing. Piano concertos. Okay, works for piano and orchestra. Let's summarize. They're all performed by Ekaterina Litvintseva. There we go. With the Czech Chamber Philharmonic Orchestra Pardubice under Vahan Martirosyan. Yeah, get all that under your tongue. Whoa. But they're very good performances. They are light. It's not Kupich and Skrovichevsky, but they are lighter, fleeter, generally, but elegant and nicely done. So that's all fine. Not a problem. What's next? Let's see. Oh, the sonatas. The chamber sonatas are chamber sonata things. Pardon me. The cello sonata, the piano trio, and other chamber works with, let's see, who's playing? Duccio Ceccanti and Vittorio Ceccanti. Oh, they must be brothers. Okay, and Simone Gragnani. You never heard of them, and they're very good. Nothing to worry about. And then we've got, the songs. This was in the previous issue, the previous box. With Anna Hassa and Lucius Orul, piano. I'm not a big fan of her voice. I mean, she sings okay. She's kind of thin, I think is the word. Slavanska Wobelskaya, the famous Eastern European soprano, they had this sort of, yeah. But most people don't listen too much to Chopin songs anyway, unless you listen to list transcriptions of Chopin songs, which are so much better because you can do it without the singer. I know. Voice fans will be cursing at me. The etudes. The etudes are with Zlata Chochieva. This is one of the great sets of etudes. Do not miss Zlata Chochieva in the etudes. They're fabulous, absolutely fabulous. She's an amazing pianist. Where did they license this from? I wonder. This was their own production. This is their own. They did it themselves, and good for Brilliant Classics. She's a terrific pianist. My goodness. So those you really need to hear. And here we have the Ballades and the Impromptus. Oh, with Wolfram Schmidt Leonardi piano and the Fantasy Impromptu in C sharp minor. He's a terrific pianist, and everything he does for this edition is first rate. I can just summarize it very simply, and you'll see other things by him as we progress. So this is the Ballades, the Impromptus, and the Fantasy Impromptu, and whatever, in C sharp or C sharp minor or C something, something, something. Folka Nauta piano, doing the Polonaise, the Andante, Spianato, and Grand Polonaise, which is a little bit on the timid side, maybe. But the Polonaises are nice. They're very, very good. They come off nicely. They have plenty of bravura, and the tempos are well chosen, and there's nothing not to like. So Folka Nauta is definitely worth hearing in the Polonaises. And we've got let's see, the early Polonaises and other miscellaneous goodies with Alessandro Amara piano. Nice performances. The music is much less important. Nothing goes wrong. I don't think there's anything here that's going to make you sit up and go like that. But, the music isn't going to do that generally either. The piano sonatas with Wolfram Schmidt Leonardi. Yes, these are really, really good performances of the sonatas. First class, really, all of them. So that's, like I said, he's the real deal. And it's definitely worth hearing. Let's see, what do we got here? The scherzos with the Fantasy in F minor, the Berceuse, and the Barcarolle with Alwyn Bear piano. Also very good. He's another very, very fine pianist. And, Chopin is one of those composers that so many people do well because it's such meat and potatoes, piano virtuoso stuff. So his Mr. Bear does a good job. And then we've got the Preludes. The Preludes are with Wolfram Schmidt Leonardi. Again, it's a first-class set of preludes. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got little other bits here. We've got the Prelude in C-sharp minor. No, he does that. The Prelude in C-sharp minor with Paolo Giacometti. There we go. Giacometti, which is perfectly fine. And then, let's see, what have we got here? The Écossaises with Fred Oldenburg, and a bunch of other little things with Marianne Mika. One of the things about collections like this is that people buy as much for the artist as for the repertoire, right? You want the name. And so, you see these people, and when they have discs that are like broken up between three different pianists, everyone just automatically overlooks them, but they're all very good. So there's nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry. They're fine. Let's see. Mazurkas. We've got lots of mazurkas with Arem Urasin piano. Now, the iconic collection for mazurkas is of course, Arthur Rubinstein. And he's no Arthur Rubinstein, but they're good. I mean, they're good. They're good. What can I say? I mean, he plays well. And if you want, the ultimate in mazurkadom, then you'll get Arthur Rubinstein or somebody, like that. But the fact of the matter is that if you're starting out with Chopin and you want to get a complete set, this does not disgrace the set. It doesn't take down the level of it, because everybody will have an artist they prefer in the most famous pieces. It's just, and everything that Chopin wrote that's mature is a most famous piece. So it doesn't make a heck of a lot of difference, is what I'm saying. Basically, you'll enjoy it. It's okay. And we've got, let's see, nocturnes. Oh, the nocturnes. This is with Claire Huangzi, and she's a very, very fine pianist. I like these nocturnes. They have fluidity. They're limpid and lovely and poetic. They are not Earl Wild, who did the previous set. You can turn to Jed, as I said again, for a little more detail on how to characterize the contrast between the two pianists. But these hold their own quite well. And then we've got Duo Pianistica di Firenze, which is Sarah Bartolucci and Rodolfo Alessandrini in the Rondo in C and the variations on theme of somebody or other for piano four hands. The variations in D on a theme of Mozart. Yeah, that's right. Isn't it Mozart? Moore. Pardon me. It's not Mozart. It's Moore. Don't you love it when they print like, the type is sort of like the same color as the background, or like it's not the same color, but it's not very well contrasted. It's impossible to read. And I've got like a real bright light shining on me too, so I can do this. The waltzes with Alessandro Deliavan. No. Sorry, that's the dud. There's a dud in every batch. And then we've got, Frank Fondelar piano doing like lots of little things, the tarantella and the bolero and variation pieces and early works and things like that. And he does most of them quite well. He really does. And that is the Chopin edition. It's sort of depressing, actually. When you go through a box like this, you realize this is the whole man. I'm holding Chopin in my hand. The whole guy. I mean, it's incredible when you think about it. It is also incredible to consider when you realize how brief his life was, and how limited his output was, and how it was devoted exclusively to works with piano. Just what a name he is. It says something about what he achieved, doesn't it? Not just how great it is, I mean, because it is, it's astonishingly great, but also how comprehensible it is, how easy it is to digest, because he wrote in clumps. And you get a clump of mazurkas, waltzes, ballades, and you've got Chopin. He's an incredibly easy composer to wrap your brain around without too much fuss and bother, and to give you such a reward for so little fuss and bother is like not what classical music is supposed to be about, right? You're supposed to have to like strain and stress and struggle and get educated and take courses and hopefully get a degree or two before you can appreciate the Empyrean sublimity that is the classical music world, right? I mean, of course, that's all bullshit. But the reason Chopin is so popular is because he belies that entirely. His music goes straight to the heart, and it's never a problem. So yeah, it's a good set. It's a really good set. If you have the earlier one, you don't need to replace it. But if you don't have a Chopin Complete Edition and you're looking around for them, this is as good as any out there. So go for the price. See what they cost, see what's available, and be confident. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.